My brothers and sisters, children of the light, as Lord Jesus says in Matthew 5:14, that you are the light of the world. We must be the light of the world. I want to have a quick chat to you about eggs. Funny topic. We've just been through Easter a few weeks back. We're now in anticipation for the celebration of Lord Jesus' Ascension and Pentecost. And again, on social media, there was these endless things about you can't bring an Easter egg close to church, and if you're a Christian, you won't touch an Easter egg. I have two opinions, two things to say about that. One, I'm not mocking anybody's dedication. If you have a true, genuine love for Jesus and for the truth of the gospel, and now I don't mean the tetramorph, the four gospels, Matthew, Mark, John and Luke. I'm talking about the gospel, the good news of the New Testament. And you have a desire to be true to Christ and not mix any pagan aspects with Christianity, and that's your motivation, I salute you. Listen to my words, I salute you. So I'm not mocking people that come from an honest background wanting to keep the truth of the gospel pure. But I just want to point out the following, is that actually Lord Jesus celebrated the Pesach, the Passover meal, the night he was arrested. And in the Jewish tradition, and the Pesach became our Holy Communion, if I can use that term, meaning that night he celebrated the Pesach, the Passover, he broke the bread and he gave the wine representing his body and his blood. That became our Holy Communion or Eucharist. And in the Jewish tradition, the Jews on Pesach, in the Seder meal they have a plate of food that have strong symbolism and representation. And just for a moment, if you read the gospel, God is very focused on symbolic things throughout the scriptures. Even the Holy Communion was instituted by the Lord. 1 Corinthians 13, Paul reflects on his words, do this in remembrance of me. It's an action that, among other things, a sacrament, a ritual that brings remembrance. It has spiritual value and spiritual blessing and spiritual aspects, of course, but it's also a symbolic action of remembrance. And on this plate for Pesach, they have eggs. They have hard-boiled eggs. Okay, fair enough. I don't think they color it all fancy colors, and it's not chocolate eggs. But the egg represents life and death. They will boil the eggs, put it on the Seder meal plate, and they'll eat the egg by dipping it in salt water. And the salt water is symbolic. Remember, they celebrate the Jews' Pesach, deliverance from Egypt. That salt water is symbolic of the sweat and the tears of their ancestors suffering in Egypt. Strong symbolism. God is also in strong symbolism because he instituted all these holy festivals that the Jews has, as Lord Jesus instituted all the sacraments of the New Testament. And it's symbolic. And there's the egg. So I always, when I speak of Easter eggs around Easter, firstly at Easter we strongly preach the message of Jesus' atoning, suffering, death and his glorious resurrection on the Sunday. It's crucial, but I really don't have a problem with the Easter egg per se, because I always pull it through, and that's also how I illustrate and convey the symbolism to Christians and my flock, is that it represents life and death. It represents, it comes from the Pesach. In the Pesach, they use also the boiled eggs, etc., etc. So just this notion that if you have an egg, it's the bunny's egg, and it's pagan, and it's sinful, and I think it's overkill. I really think. I think if you, over Easter time, or if you have a problem with the word Easter, which I don't believe it comes from Istar, which is another thing people moan about, I'll still do a video about that. If you celebrate his atoning death on Holy Friday, think of him, love him, mourn him, and worship him on Holy Saturday and celebrate his resurrection on Sunday morning, and your heart's in the right place and you focus on him and you celebrate his atoning death and resurrection, I see no reason how a chocolate egg can be sinful. A piece of chocolate in the form of an egg, especially if you can pull that through to Pesach and what the boiled egg means there, as I am doing. So sometimes we must just understand your drive for purity. I 100% agree and I salute it, but sometimes let's not be over the top if there's no reason to be over the top. Please go to my website, learnerforchrist.co.za. There's a link to my YouTube channel. Please follow many teachings. Get your friends and family to follow. That's how you can evangelize, by spreading the message. It's my true benediction for you that the one true living God will richly bless you.